this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. The Indian Super League teams are set to meet with the All India Football Federation on Thursday, August the 7th. 8 of them were confirmed from the start because they had jointly written a letter to the AIFF, and then the AIFF reached out to the other 5 teams, the 3 Kolkata clubs in Mohun Bagan Supergiant, East Bengal FC, as well as Mohammedan Sporting. Add to it Mumbai City Football Club and Chennaiyin FC, and some of these will also join the meeting. At the moment, it seems to be clear that Mohun Bagan is saying a clear no. East Bengal, I think, is a little undecided. Mohammedan, I don't even know what the status currently is with the club. But today I want to talk about what should have been the steps of the ISL teams in the last few weeks and months, and what is the way forward at this stage of the year. Because normally we are in August, we would be in pre-season. The teams would be playing in the Duran Cup as a pre-season tournament. FC Goa are set to play in the AFC Champions League 2 qualifiers on the 13th of August. And on top of it, everyone would be preparing for the ISL, which would most probably start somewhere in the middle of September post the FIFA international window. That would have been the normal scenario. We are now in the scenario where, due to the Supreme Court stalling the negotiations in regard to extending the MRA between the AIFF and Reliance, that FSDL Reliance has actually said, you know what, we are putting everything on hold. Now, again, I want to come to solutions rather than again and again talking about what are the problems. And this is something that people have been asking me about. What would I have tried to do if I was involved in one of these teams? First of all, I would have tried to get all 13, maybe /14 teams on board in regard to, we need to speak with one voice. I think the biggest weakness of Indian club football over the years has always been, again and again, that whenever there was some sort of rebellion or some sort of, we need something, the clubs at some stage said, yeah, we're all together, and then they broke apart. It happened in the NFL days, it happened in the I-League days, we're seeing it in the ISL. So the first thing to me is the clubs need to speak in one voice. They need to be together on this. I would have tried to get an appointment with the top brass at Reliance. In an ideal case scenario, as clubs, as owners with Mrs. Ambani, which means that Mr. Goenka, Part Jindal, management persons at Tata, they all sit together and say, you know what can we do together? Come on the same page as FSDL and as the clubs. Then jointly go to the AIFF and have a conversation. I know at the moment to have a conversation with the AIFF, I don't know what it's worth. We will see what comes of it, because the problem at the end of the day is that the AIFF doesn't have the authority as per the Supreme Court to actually talk about these things. What's the next step? In my opinion, the clubs should have approached the Supreme Court by now and asked, you know what, it is not just about the MRA contract, but this is about the livelihoods of thousands of people. Not only the players, not only the coaches, but the support staff, everybody involved in these entities. Next step, send out a message to the AFC and FIFA. Maybe even get FIFA and the AFC to act. Because as it stands at this moment in time, the stalling of MRA negotiations between the AIFF and FSDL has led to the league being put on hold. That means, as per international sports governance laws, a third party has interfered in the running of the top tier league in the country. Now, what does that in governance terms mean? Very simply, a third party interference. FIFA can then reach out to the AIFF. AIFF can then reach out to the government and then to the Supreme Court as well. because those conversations will be about avoiding a FIFA ban. I think that is the only way that the Supreme Court most probably could have been made to understand that this is an issue of utmost importance to a lot of people. It's about livelihoods, but it's also about what can you decide in the interest of the All India Football Federation as a national sports federation, and what you cannot. Law of land, law of sports, something which I've said again and again in my lives and in different videos. So these are what I would have said would have been steps, because I think international pressure would have helped to help the ISL clubs, to help the ISL at least finish the 25-26 season, and then, again, work out a short extension of the current contract, and then from 26 onwards, work on a new MRA. That's, in my opinion, the best way forward. Could have, would have, will this happen? I don't think so, because we are too stuck in our systems within India. We're not going out of the system to understand. We need to take that help to move forward. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Got anything else to add? Write those things down in the comments below. And as always, like, share and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.